Here's why you should stop buying plants from the big box stores and instead support your local garden center. First of all, is local expertise and knowledge. Your local garden centers are going to be full of horticulturists and experienced gardeners that know what they're talking about when it comes to plants. And although the people that are working at your local box stores are probably really good folks, they just have not prioritized putting that expert level of knowledge among their staff that work in those garden centers. Next is the higher standard for plants that you will find at local independent garden centers. And this is going to reflect in basically all aspects of the plants, from where they order from, how they take care of them, and then all the pest management practices and fertilization and watering and all the techniques that go into caring for those plants once they are at the garden center. You're just much more likely to start off with a healthy plant that's free of pests and has been properly cared for in the garden center when you buy from an independent garden center. Next is you're actually supporting local businesses and your local community. When you buy from big box stores, that money, a lot of it ends up leaving your town and going to large corporations and places where you don't know where that money's going. Local small businesses are family owned a lot of times, but they are also members of your own community, and all the money spent in those businesses goes back into the community. And remember, these businesses are also supporting the community by donating to nonprofits and little league teams and things like that. Next is going to be plants that actually work for your area. So many times, box stores, because of how they order plants, they get in plants that really don't grow well in that region where they're being sold. So customers end up going in there and they see a beautiful plant and bring it home, not knowing that it's not going to survive at their house. Next would be selection. A lot of independent garden centers, in order to differentiate themselves from the box stores, end up bringing in varieties of plants that you just won't find at box stores. And the people that work at independent garden centers really are usually plant nerds that like all the interesting and fun different types of plants. And so they're going to focus on ordering those and teaching you how to care for those as well. Now, one of the objections I've heard about shopping at local garden centers is price. There are some people that believe that your local independent garden centers might be more expensive than the box stores. And that was probably true a decade ago, but the large box stores, as they have increased the market share of the gardening community, have steadily been increasing their prices, and now, from what I see, oftentimes are more expensive than the local garden centers. Now, of course, you could buy the bargain plants off of the clearance racks, and a lot of people really enjoy doing that. And yeah, you could certainly save money by buying a plant for $2 that's already three-quarters of the way dead. And I get that a lot of people really love finding these good deals and saving those plants, quote unquote. But if it does end up dying because it had root rot or it had pests or it just wasn't the right plant for your local area, then the money you saved is actually gone because, well, you spent the money and the plant died. Now, of course, I'm going to be biased here because, well, this is our business. We're an independent garden center that has to compete against the big box stores. And of course, ultimately, this is your decision to make and it's your money to spend, and so nobody can really tell you what to do. But I am a firm believer that you don't want to live in a world where all the independent businesses are gone. Because while it might be convenient to be able to go to a big store and buy lumber and screws and plants all in one trip, if those places end up being the only places where you could buy plants, then you're just going to miss out on a lot of the good quality plants that are fit for your region and all the cool plants that the independent places really like to have. And if you don't have a good quality independent garden center near you, well, I'm sorry.